Hey, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to Thursday afternoon. Today we are going to be making vegetarian winter burgers. I thought I'd been doing enough deep frying, so has my pants. So yeah, a little bit of health kick. And they're actually really nice. Had a trial run yesterday and yeah, they're pretty tasty. I'm quite surprised. The reason of doing it is because I want to show you what other things you can do with our new crusting crumbs. We've got two flavored crusting crumbs at the moment, garlic and Italian herb. Our other flavor is lemon and cracked pepper, which I'm going to whip up a nice little fish something or other. Haven't quite decided there. So today I'm going to be using the garlic and Italian herb crusting crumbs just to show you how easy it is to use them. They should be out on the shelves now. If they're not there, it's because they've already been bought. But again, just all ready to go in the packet. You don't have to faff around and do anything else. So let me talk to you about what we're going to do today. So this is a vegetarian based, low gluten from my understanding from a herb point of view until you get to the crusting crumbs. So for those people out there who are gluten intolerant, this may be one for you to check out and double check with your dietitian, etc., because it's really nice and tasty. So what I've done to start with is I've boiled up some kumara. Now I've got just your normal purple kumara as well as some golden kumara. I just wanted to throw a bit of colour in there. Any kumara will do, and I've boiled it to the stage where, look, it's just falling apart because this is our binding agent. So I've got about 700 grams or so of boiled, well-boiled kumara in there. I put a little big, that doesn't make sense, a big bit of salt in there as I was boiling, and we really just want to crush these down. If you come across any crunchy bits that haven't quite boiled down, pull them out because we don't want to have yucky bits of crunchy kumara in our essentially vegetarian burger patties. Now these ones don't taste like meat, like is all the rave out there, but they are very good for you, fairly high in fibre, and they taste good, which is the most important thing. So I just want to get that down to a sort of a fairly good mash. Guys, we've got our fellow Instagrammers watching as well. Instagram live on Mrs Rogers NZ. So now if you wanted to throw this into a food processor and get it really fine with all of the ingredients, you absolutely could. I quite like it being a little bit chunky. I like to see my food. I like to know what's in it. So there, we've mashed. Now I'll just give that a quick stir, and as you can see the consistency, if I push it, it's going to stay, which is the big key for holding everything together. Now I have got, and this was a strange part of it, but it actually worked really well. So these are rolled oats, which I have finely sort of ground, just so that some of it's a bit floury, but we've still got texture in the oats. So we want to chuck, that's 1 cup of that in. One cup, actually, I'm only going to put half a cup of diced red onion. So if you love onion, stick more in, it's up to you. I've got 1 cup of cooked quinoa or quinoa. I've googled how you say it and both is correct from what I can tell. Answer me if you have any ideas. So this is 1 cup, and this is red quinoa. So yeah, so chuck that in. I quite like the taste of quinoa. It's a little bit nutty, or quinoa. I don't know, spelt quinoa. And this is the craziest thing. I've never cooked with black beans before. Now, I did have a little bit of trouble finding these. I, in the end, found them in the section where you buy your dried soup mixes. So the soup mix that you buy to make your vegetable soup, with all your lentils and your red kidney beans and things like that. If you can buy this in a tin in your supermarket, do, because it will save you the time of cooking. Now I have cooked these for 50 minutes just until they are soft, and amazingly enough they're called black beans because they do, well, they are black, but they do, look, they leave quite a black residue, and the water that it came out of was really black. So when I was tipping that water out, I thought, oh, I could probably tie-dye a t-shirt in that. Maybe try it with the kids these school holidays. So we've got 2 cups of cooked black beans there. Now I'm just going to try and not tip this all over myself, and we just want to get it all mashed together. It doesn't matter if the beans start to mash a little bit, they won't mash completely. If you stuck it in a food processor, it would all be mashed completely. And if you're using a bowl like mine where it's a little bit tricky, you might want to get your hands in there too. Now that's kind of done to that point. Now for the Mrs Rogers fun part. So I'm going to put a good teaspoon and a bit of my cracked pepper. Now our pepper grinders are fully adjustable, which is ideal in situations like this because I don't want big lumps of black pepper. I want the flavour of black pepper. So a good teaspoon, and I've ground it about that consistency. So a little bit of firmness, and I'll try not to sneeze as I do that. Also want the same in salt. Now this is just our iodized rock salt or sea salt, which is great. I had to refill my grinder today. My children have been using it a bit too much, I think. Now I just want about a teaspoon. It's the ideal thing. Now see how I've made way too much? It'll get used in the next thing I cook. For later. As long as you remember. Okay, now the spices. Now with this recipe you could do anything you like. However, this combination is really nice. So I've got a large teaspoon of the hot smoked paprika. I've got a large teaspoon of oregano, and I've got 2 large teaspoons of ground cumin. Now the cumin is what gives it that really nice spicy flavour without being too hot. So we just want to stir that all in, and you know what, I'm going to get my hands in there because it'll help just disperse all of this. Now as you can see, I've made a lot, and it has made a lot. At this stage, if you only wanted a few patties, if you've forgotten to half the recipe or something, you could actually either put it in the fridge for tomorrow or freeze it. It should freeze okay. So we're just combining that. And I'm very lucky to be working in the kitchen today because I was freezing this morning. I had to go to the shops and I was just like ice. I'd kind of forgotten to dress wintry, dropped the kids off to daycare, etc., and froze as I was walking around the shop. So I hope your day is not too bad where you are. Let me know if you've got any questions, guys, any thoughts, any comments. Check out our Instagram page. Follow us at Mrs Rogers NZ. I don't know if you saw the post I did earlier this week, both on Facebook and on our Instagram page, of that yummy chocolate black salted caramel muffin with meringue buttercream icing. Oh my goodness, my kids just nearly died. Best holiday treat ever, I think. Now, as you can see, I have made this and it's sticking together surprisingly well. This is, and that is purely just with the concept of the basic stuff. The Kumara basically is holding it together. Excuse me just while I rinse my hands a bit. Sorry if that's a bit loud, everybody. But there's nothing worse than dirty hands in the kitchen.
Even for the meat lover, that smells really nice. Yeah,
exactly. And hey, if you did want to add something in here, you could do chopped bacon, you could do leftover last night's chicken. Yeah, you could pretty much chuck whatever you wanted to in there. Just make sure it holds together and your Kumara ratio is fine. So now I'm just going to use my good old electric fry pan. I'm going to put a little drizzle of rice bran oil. I like using rice bran oil as opposed to olive oil just because it can get to a slightly hotter consistency. Now, just make sure that's all around the pan. Now, my fry pan has been on for a good 20 minutes, just heating up. because that will stabilize the thermostat and give me the right temperature that I want. So I'm going to do something a little bit different to show you how you can jazz these burgers up. I have got some rings of capsicum. I've chosen yellow just because it looks pretty and I wanted to try and have lots of different colors. So I'm actually going to stuff capsicum and stuff the rings, which just will look really pretty. I'm making a heck of a mess here, everybody. So as you can see, I've just stuffed the ring there. It was real easy to do. I've got 2 rings. I'm going to make 2 burgers today on camera. And now remember, our kumara and everything is pretty much cooked apart from the onion, which is okay raw anyway, and the oats, which you really don't notice. So all we are doing in the fry pan is grilling off our crumbs and heating it up to a temperature. So now with our crumbs, just simply open the bag. She says, trying to get her fingers in there. The beauty with this recipe is that you actually don't need to dip it in egg, etc., or buttermilk or anything. So I'm literally just going to push down hard so that I can have a good crusting of crumbs. And I've chosen garlic and herb today, but you could probably try the lemon pepper. It would be quite tasty. Now, as you can see, it's got a good amount and it's sticking fine, so you don't need to use anything else. So just in there, get the other one going as well. And these crusting crumbs are so yum to use on just about anything, but I just thought I'd show you today a little bit of a healthy difference. Okay, so I've got those guys in there. Shake off my extra crumbs. I've got enough crumbs to make dinner for everybody else. Now, as I said, this is a winter burger, so I am going to fry my tomato, and I've also got some halloumi cheese, just because I like halloumi cheese. But you could do whatever you wanted on this. You could do it as a normal burger and have lettuce and cucumber and beetroot, different things like that, or you could have some wilted spinach, some mushrooms. You could do some big field mushrooms and get it all really nice. Just put on what you want, basically. Okay, so let me just get this out of the way. Now, I am, for my burger buns, oh my goodness, I did make a terrible mess here. For my burger buns, I am actually making little sliders, which I quite like because I don't like a heck of a lot of bread, but I do like bread. And these little brioche sliders are just divine. I haven't made them myself, but I haven't cheated. I did go to the store and buy them myself. So we're just looking for a nice, basically warm patty with a little bit of sort of golden crusting. I don't like raw tomatoes, so I like my tomatoes cooked, but if you wanted just tomatoes, you could absolutely put that on there. And thanks everybody who have commented on our post earlier this week in regards to who your favourite cook is and what your favourite meal that they made is. It's been really nice, really homely, very Kiwi of us to share those kinds of feelings. So now my tomatoes are perfect. I'm just going to flip that. Crusting crumbs. Just turn, my poor fry pan gets so used. I probably need a new one, really. Next time, my halloumi's nearly done. I like my halloumi with a little bit of crisp. So these crusting crumbs you should be able to find at any supermarket. If you can't find them, ask for them. Make the supermarket aware that you really want to try them. They are out there. They are divine. They are so easy to use. They'd be ideal to take away on holiday, actually. Like, you could take them camping and just jazz up your normal meal because they are everything you need is in a packet. As you can see, I've used most of that packet now, but everything is in the packet. So these vegetarian winter burgers are just probably ideal. Now, I want them to be a little bit crunchier. Oh, my halloumi cheese is looking nice. Yum, yum, yum. So we're making little mini sliders, but you could absolutely exaggerate this. You don't have to put it in a ring. You can just use, actually I should show you the fact that it does just hold together like a burger patty. You don't need to put it in the ring. You actually don't need to crumb it if you don't want to. However, the crumbs do add that ounce of flavour. So, and unlike meat, this isn't going to expand or retract. So make it as you want it. So there's my patty. I'll pop that in there. Ew. I hate having dirty hands. Sorry, everybody.
You could crumb one.
Crumb a naked patty? Sure, I could. Where's my crumbs? Ah, crumbs. Now, if you couldn't find black beans, you could absolutely use something else. Red kidney beans would be okay. You could try it with chickpeas. I'm not sure how that would go. Chickpeas are a little bit drier, whereas these do have a mush to them, so you might need to just reduce the amount that you use. So I'm going to crumb. And the good thing about this is that you can push your crumbs into it, and because of the amount of kumara I've used, the crumbs stick really well. Move over, Red Rover. You don't even have to serve these in a burger. If you would just like them on the side of your plate like you would a meat rissole, you can do that as well. They're just really, really nice. Different. And not deep fried. They are fried, I know, sorry. But fried things are yum. Now we're starting to get some good crusting on there. Get back in that hole. So, yum. My tomatoes are nearly done, so is my halloumi. So I'm gonna start stacking up my little slider burgers there. Oh, look at that. That's a perfect piece. Okay. Oh, lost me tomato there. Oh, sorry, everybody. That's now become a relish. When your tomato falls apart, you call it relish. And let me just see how these are going. Yep, they look nice. Nice and ready to go. Make sure they're not falling apart. Actually, I'm just going to get a fish slice if I can without wrecking the microphone too much.
Redneck says it looks like a lovely burger and it's yummy.
It is. We actually had these for lunch yesterday. Now at this stage you can pop whatever sauce you fancy on there. However, I like to just leave it naked because there's a lot of flavour in it as it is. So there's my two little slider burgers. I'll just see how my naked one and my extra patty without the crumbs is going. Just to show you that you can do whatever suits. Make it different. They're cooking away nicely there. So again, as normal, I will always put the recipe up as soon as I've finished eating the product. But hey, go to the supermarket, have a look for our new crumb range, see if you've got any ideas. Let us know if you make something with this product. Just send it to us. We can post it up and have some interaction with you guys. Now, so here's my burger. It's a little bit of a surprise burger because obviously you've got that yummy goodness in there and the nice halloumi cheese. I'm going to cut it in half so that you can see the consistency and the inside of it. So it's quite pretty to look at. Oh, and my capsicum's fallen on my hand there. So I'm just going to show you how you throw it around a bit and then eat it. Being a pathetically sized burger. We did a big burger last week. We're doing a little burger this week. We like size here. I'm going to try. Oh, it's really hot. Guys, that's nice. Only reason I'm not taking a second bite is because it's really hot and now my mouth is burning. But hey, that's how you do a quick winter vegetarian burger using our new crumbs. Garlic and herb crusting crumbs. We also have the lemon cracked pepper crusting crumbs. Perfect for seafood, but I'm going to come up with something a bit different for you using that. And yeah, go, be free, make, invent. Thanks for watching.